Hello, Anastasia.
Hi, Ioana.
Hello, everyone. Today we are participating in the investigative cycle number 259, protocol number 2. I am Ioana Sima, external hypnosis operator and student of the Grifasi Academy, and my colleague Anastasia here is a support telepathic of the Grifasi method. And as all telepaths of the academy who are doing these investigations, they don't know the subject that we're gonna talk about today in order to avoid contaminating the information. So the investigative cycles, as always, are done in two parts. So we have the fixed part, which are predetermined questions that every hypnosis operator around the world receives, and there are questions that we cannot modify or deepen. Then we have the second part, the exploratory part, where we can deepen the answers that the supports give us in the first part. If you want a personal session with me, you have all my contact details in the description part below this video. Anastasia, please get ready and comfortable. Now you can start with a deep breath. While you completely relax your body and mind, I will assist you by counting from 3 to 1. 3. As you listen to my voice that guides you, focus on your breath. Focus on how the air goes in and out your lungs. It is your breath that allows your muscles to deeply relax. To continue to deepen this state of calmness and of relaxation at your own pace, your own rhythm. All the tension in your body completely disappears. Now you feel totally, completely, and deeply relaxed. Now, Anastasia, connect with CERN, the European Organization for Nuclear Research, based in Geneva, and at my 3. Tell me what you perceive or visualize in relation to the most important scientific investigations they are working on. 1, 2, 3.
Since you said the first part of the subject, I had a visualization of a field of flowers, of really bright, colorful flowers, and then a process of burning, and mostly not burning, but drying. It's like a process of burning without flames. They just turn to ash. Um, I saw that image, and then some type of really hot waves. Just had the perception of something, of some rays, of really hot rays with some intention behind them. Right now, I can't tell you in which circumstance, but I had that perception.
Good. In an interview for The Media, Dr. Stackelberger revealed that some of the CERN scientists informed her about the existence of 17 dimensions of reality. What do you perceive or visualize about this information?
First of all, I saw those layers, like a bunch of layers. It's almost like had a perception of an eggshell that is kind of breaking. And if you can repeat the question.
Dr. Stackelberger revealed that some of the CERN scientists informed her about the existence of 17 dimensions of reality. What do you perceive about this information?
I perceive that it is just like a part of the reality. I have a perception of something much larger that goes beyond 17. It's like I see those 17 layers, but I also have the feeling that there is more beyond that. It's not just those 17. Makes sense?
Very well. The interview talks about beings that enter and exit through an interdimensional portal in the CERN's underground facilities. Now, Anastasia, describe what happens during the experiments that Dr. Stackelberger talks about.
I had the perception of kind of an open brain surgery, but the second image that I saw is what we know now as the representation of DNA, the two strings. But I see modifications being done to it. For now, I just have the perception that something is being done to those strings, some type of alteration.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Compare the subatomic energy that is manipulated during CERN's experiments with the energy of the interdimensional portal they opened, and tell me what you perceive.
Mm, I had a perception of a circle of balls. They're like uh, balls filled with some kind of energy that is rotating really fast, almost like a wheel.
Mhm.
And I see it in an environment of research. It's almost like a source of a source of some type of energy, like a limitless one, that has more attributes to it. Mm, something that um, manipulates. Um, I see a combination of space, time, frequency. It's more complex.
Mhm.
That's it. For now, it's like that image of um, that circle of balls that is rotating really fast. And I just had
Mhm.
that perception that comes from it.
Good. How many dimensions can they contact through these experiments?
15 came to me.
Okay. During one of the experiments, a non-human being appeared and left a scarf as a tangible proof. Decode the etheric DNA of this being and on 3 detect its original form. 1, 2, 3.
I instantly had the perception of one a reptile, but then also of some kind of bird. So it's kind of a mixture between a reptilian and
Falconoid, a hybrid.
falconoid, yeah, a hybrid. I see it has really big, large wings, and at the top it has a beak. So it's the top is a bird and the bottom is a reptile.
Mhm. Okay. What is the goal of this being that presented itself through the interdimensional portal?
I had two perceptions. One of them, the first that came is to show that they're not afraid. That's the perception that I had. And then to kind of create mm, imbalance in the human eyes. It's like giving the perception that I have is like giving a set of puzzle to someone, but leaving out some pieces out of it. So it's kind of giving some piece of information, but a lot of the essential things that make it make sense are
Mhm.
left out to basically create more
Confusion.
confusion. Yes, and this disharmony I see, like I see it like boiling water,
Yeah.
like just turbulence in mind.
Yep. Very good. On various occasions, CERN has denied the information presented by Dr. Stackelberger during her interview. What is the esoteric cause of this official position of CERN?
The thing of creating confusion came to me again. It's like again this thing of giving just bits of information, but then the game of hot and cold, like providing something that is relatively true and then denying it or trying to hide whatever. It's like mm, almost teasing, like something of that kind.
Very good.
Teasing, yeah, teasing to create that
Okay. Now
turmoil.
we're gonna move on to the exploratory part. And why do they want to create all this confusion? What do you perceive about the reason behind creating this?
Um, I had a perception that it shifts frequencies. It's like creating this, what I talked about, this lack of harmony. It's basically um, mm, putting humans in this almost like roller coaster of changing their frequencies. Most of them targeting the lower ones, like the confusion, the emotions that might come up with seeing something that they didn't think could be true. Mm,
How do you perceive humans react to this change of frequencies? Observe the process.
it's I'm perceiving the effect of making them really tired. It's like constantly raising, dropping. It's like exhausting to the physical body to go through that. Um,
Okay. How can they raise and lower these frequencies? Go to the origin of this process and describe me what they're doing.
mm, I see like some kind of source of waves. It almost looks like to describe it visually, the light that comes from a TV in a dark room.
Mhm.
It's almost like that type of wave that can be energetical or informational, that can come through a TV, for example, in a manner of image, or through I had the perception of um, power towers.
Yes.
Yes, that give off that kind of same type of energy of thing that goes out to people, but some of it can be information that is charged with some type of intent of energy, and some that is direct has direct influence on the body.
Hmm. Can they create illnesses through these electromagnetic waves? Diseases?
It can, because they can. I see a process of blocking something in the body, um,
What in the body?
blocking natural responses of the body.
Okay.
Almost, it's like making them the responses of the body, making them slower and like asleep in some
Hmm.
type of way, not not as they are naturally. So it's almost like that image that I saw in the beginning of the flowers turning to ash. You can't see the process of burning, but it's happening. It's like losing life from within somehow.
Hmm. And what is the intention behind, speaking of Field of Flowers? You mentioned that there was an intention behind. What do you perceive?
Um, for the field of flowers or for the body?
Well, first of all, what does the Field of Flowers represent? Is it a physical field of flowers, or is it a metaphor that you perceived?
First, I perceived it as a metaphor. I felt it that way.
Hmm.
Of this, uh, it's like the same process that is happening to the body, but in a
Exactly.
metaphorical way, yes. But now that you ask the question, I kind of perceive that it also has an impact on nature and on surroundings, on natural processes, not only in the human body.
So, from what I understood, right, they're sending
Mhm.
these frequencies through power towers or through images, through television, through electrical
Mhm.
stuff, right?
Mhm.
And they are slowly provoking changes into the human body
Mhm.
and also into the nature.
Mhm.
What changes do you perceive in the nature?
Mm. I saw like a color, some type of sheer cover over a field of grass and over trees. I'm like in a scenery of the woods, I can
Hmm.
say. And I see like a sheer covering, a layer of something suffocating, but you can't perceive it with the eye. Um,
Is this only in a certain places, or is this all over the planet
I perceive the words where they can reach.
where they can reach? Okay.
Yes.
What places on Earth are hard to reach for them?
Mm, First, I had a perception um, of tribes, some
Okay.
type of tribes. It was a mixed image of almost like Amazonian forests or some type of jungle. But
Okay.
then I also had the perception of people there representing some type of tribe because they're not dressed as a person from.
Hmm. And why are these places hard to reach?
Um, I saw a type of resistance, almost like mixed of people, but also natural elements. I see it like having a type of energy, like the place itself, that is hard for them to penetrate. But it's mixed. It's a mix of the people and the nature somehow.
Hmm.
And in other places, it can be also where societies are formed, like in cities and stuff. Mm, in less cases, but it's harder to access there where people I see like they're poking through that layer of sheer suffocating thing that I saw in the forest.
Hmm.
Mm, yeah.
And what is the intention behind this mm, sheer, behind this
hmm
change in human frequencies and nature frequencies?
Um, it's mm, besides the slowing of the body and practically somehow suffocating the natural processes of the body and the nature of its ability to um, regenerate and I don't know, just have these. I see these cycles that are normal for nature or people.
Hmm.
Um, Besides that, mm, I see it like almost putting everything in a state of everything that they can in a state of semi asleep,
Yeah.
semi conscious of their surroundings, of natural instincts that comes to me of intuition, those types of things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's as well as those waves that are given out of whatever source, it has that effect of mm, something filled with a specific frequency or a blocker. It's something that creates, it's almost like a blanket, a weighted blanket that is on you.
But what is the purpose behind? Go deeper into this and search for the purpose. Why are they doing this?
The perception that I had is the the natural process of humans ascending dimensions. That's what came to me. And the image that I had of that almost like blanket keeping you down, it's, mm, it's giving me the perception of keeping you from ascending. It's almost like keeping you down. It's interrupting that process of um,
Evolution?
evolution, yes,
Okay.
of progress, of your natural freedom of moving, of traveling, whatever.
hmm Now go to when I asked you about these beings that enter and exit through the interdimensional portal in CERN's underground facilities.
Mhm.
We talked about some experiments, and you mentioned that it was like an open brain surgery and an alteration of the two strings of the DNA.
Yes.
How is this done? Describe me the process. What do you see? What beings are there?
Um, I had the perception of reptilians, insectoids, and humanoids.
Yeah.
And I saw, it's like a strange image of a person laying down.
Is it a
It's,
human? What's the person laying down's DNA?
when you said human, it came to me hybrid.
Okay.
So not a 100% human. Um, but the DNA of this person, I see it constantly changing in little bits. So it's like put under some type of experiment. But the process, I see it like mm, a string come, like a tube coming out of the human's body, and it almost like goes up and connects to the same tube in the metaphysical. It's a strange image. It's like it's getting DNA information from the metaphysical level, and absorbing it in the physical. It's like an interchange.
hmm Observe what information it's getting from the metaphysical level. What kind of information?
Genetic information. I saw a reptile in the metaphysical, and into the human goes like the not only his genetic but also like the reptilians' memories,
hmm
like their perception of the world, of everything. It's like bits of information from them to the human.
hmm What's happening after this experiment is done? What's happening with the human?
First, I perceived that I perceive the words, they keep him until they can see if his body is able to maintain all the information. So, like, if it's capable to be alive in
Mm-hmm.
our world. But then I saw that some of the cases that were successful are spread around the world in some type of important roles.
Okay.
The first thing that I saw is a politician of some kind.
Okay. Interesting. Very well. Disconnect from there. And you mentioned that there are more than 17 dimensions of reality. You said it
Mhm.
goes beyond 17.
Yeah.
How many dimensions of reality do you perceive?
64 came to me.
Wow, 64. And then you mentioned that with this experience, they can contact only 15.
Hmm.
So why only 15?
Mm, I see, like, the higher you go in dimensions, it's almost like, um how do I describe it? It's um something solid, and as it goes up, it spreads into smaller and smaller particles.
Loses density?
Yes, becomes lighter, and not only in weight form, but also in, like, frequencies. And it becomes uncontrollable. You can't you can't be there if you're not it. Something in that way.
So the more you advance into these dimensions, the more
Hmm.
you go through them, you are becoming them.
Yes, the dimensions.
Yeah.
So you can't go up into a dimension if you're not compatible in some type or form. Um,
What do you
there are some
perceive?
criterias.
Okay. Give me an example of criteria for
You,
the 17th dimension. What do you perceive?
a specific level of consciousness. Very in, intelligent, but that intelligence comes from a lot of experiences, not only on earth, a lot of wisdom. Um, yes, I see subliminal parts that are very experienced.
Hmm.
It's not parts that have had, I don't know, 50 lives on Earth.
So there are experienced subliminal parts.
Hmm.
Can you perceive the 60th dimension?
I see you just as blinding light. Um, some type of sound, a very monotone sound in the background. I have this feeling in my body of, when your plane is taking off
Yeah.
and you feel that shift of your body going up.
Hmm.
It's that perception, but like a constant one. It's something much bigger. Like I feel like my body is too small to comprehend the um
Well, very well. You can come back. Um, we talked about the subatomic energy that is manipulating during CERN's experiments, and you visualize some balls filled with energy rotating very fast.
mhm,
Um, you said that is a source of limitless energy.
yes.
What's the origin of this limitless energy?
I see being something natural, um, that has been minimized to something tangible physically. Not tangible, but mm, to be able to keep that energy in one place.
Hmm.
Some type of advanced technology has been applied to it to keep it controlled almost. But I see it as being something natural, under control.
And what would happen if it weren't under control? If it wasn't under control?
I see it creating almost like a crack, um, some type of portal. Um, I see it as a vacuum, but also as something that pushes things inside.
Like a black hole?
Almost, yeah.
Okay. You mentioned that it has more attributes than that: space, time, and frequency.
Hmm.
We discussed about the frequency and how they're changing it. Now let's discuss about the time. What attributes has this energy regarding to time?
I had the perception of speeding up.
Hmm.
Um, it's almost like it got me back to when I saw it creating that crack, that portal. It's it has the capability to to sustain the world, to keep the planet from its natural progress path.
Okay.
Something in that way.
But how?
I see strings, like almost of light coming out of it, and it's connecting to a lot of important points of on this planet.
Mm-hmm.
I see connecting um, somehow to the base of pyramid shaped everything. Not only pyramids, but I don't know, it can be buildings built in that shape or natural, I don't know, mountains.
Okay.
I see it connected to those and somehow manipulating them.
How? Observe. Go deeper into this experiment, into the manipulation of time. You're an observer. You can perceive everything.
Um, so I see this source of energy with the strings connecting in almost like in the base of the earth somehow to the bases of these pyramid shaped objects. And through these impulses of energy, it's almost like the planet wants to go faster, and it's almost like keeping it in a slower pace.
Okay. Very well. That makes sense. And the purpose is to.
It's to disturb the natural processes. It's the same outcome comes to me. It's a disturbance of the natural process of the earth, of people, of everything that is on this planet. It's disturbing what it wants to.
Can you repeat, please? It's disturbing.
I didn't understand you.
Can you repeat, please? It is disturbing.
It's disturbing the natural process of the earth, of the people, its natural path of ascending, or
Mm-hmm.
its natural processes, slowing them down almost. It's disrupting them, disturbing them.
Observe. Observe the future and tell me for how long they can block the natural advancement of the earth.
5 to 10 years came to me.
Okay, but not forever.
No.
So will the earth still follow its natural process of evolution?
Hmm. Eventually, yes.
Mhm. Okay, very good. Now, this being that appeared, and left the scarf. This hybrid. When I asked you why, what is the goal of this being? Why did he came? You said to show that they are not afraid.
Mm-hmm.
Afraid of what?
Of this natural process that is gonna happen. But it's mm, I don't feel it as being the truth that they're not afraid.
Of course it's not. But if they are creating this process, why would they be afraid of this process?
They're not creating the natural process.
Oh,
They're
so
slowing it down.
okay. Right. So they are afraid of the evolution. I
Yes.
understand. Okay. What would what will happen with them in 5, 10 years when the process will be over?
The process won't be over. It in these 5, 10 years, I saw until they can manage to keep to keep it slowed down. After that, it's gonna progressively um, rehabilitate.
Yeah, okay.
And after that, what happens to them?
Yeah.
I saw it as a centrifuge, something spinning really fast, and it almost like disappearing. I have that perception of um, not being able to keep up with the natural environment or the environment that is gonna be on Earth
Hmm.
regarding more the energetical part.
Okay. Okay. Good. Now disconnect from there and go into the CERN's underground facilities. More specifically, next to this interdimensional portal.
Um,
Okay, are you there?
yes.
Okay, what do you perceive?
It's a very big and tall space, very tall. Not like a room. It's almost like a multiple floors building,
Yeah.
and I'm talking about the height. So it's like a space, it's just very big, just like a whole building,
Hmm.
a square space. I saw in front of me a big construction that I perceived as this portal.
Yep.
It's like a big sphere, but it's going up and up and up. It's also very big in height. And on my sides, I see almost like cells I had the perception of experiments.
Okay.
It's like a lot of cells on the sides, and in the center is this portal.
Mhm. Good. Now, tell me if any human being has ever crossed this interdimensional portal.
Hybrids. I only perceived hybrids.
Okay. Is this portal used for something else besides traveling through dimensions?
I see the import of technology.
Okay. What about time traveling?
Mm, I don't perceive it as often.
I'm asking because in there are some stories, some things that are mentioned where there's like this existence of time traveling machines. Do
Mhm.
you perceive they have that at CERN?
Yes, but I didn't perceive it as something that is used often.
Okay.
It's like giving me the perception of it's more complex to use. It implies mm, some possible modifications that would appear in the physical that are not wanted.
Okay. So it's easier to travel between dimensions than to travel in time.
Yes.
Okay. How can the human beings, avoid being touched by these frequencies changes they are provoking?
I see it really coming from within. I see a person with their eyes closed and they're like there's a field of energy around them, their personal one. It's like growing from inside and going out of their body and creating like a space around them that is basically untouchable in whatever environment you are.
Hmm.
It's a strong core, not like a physical one, an energetical one. Um, what comes to my mind as information is all the answers are within you. Um, Looking less on the outside and more on the inside, being more focused on what you perceive, how you feel about your surroundings, what you feel, um, not being distracted
Hmm.
by anything, being here now.
Okay, very good. I don't have any more questions. Did you perceive anything else during this session that you would like to mention?
No.
Okay, very good, Anastasia. Now I will count from 1 to 3, and the 3 you will be in the present. 1, disconnect from everything, everyone, and erase all traces of your presence there. You can come back totally back into your body. Your space is clean, and you are clean. Verify your space, verify yourself. Raise your frequencies to your maximum level. 2. Your body is becoming lighter and stronger. You can move it with pleasure and ease. And you feel better and better. You feel strong. You feel relaxed. You feel calm and powerful. And 3. You can open your eyes when you're ready.
Hi.
How do you feel?
I feel great.
Good. Okay. Amazing. Thank you so much, Anastasia.
Thank you, Ioana.
Thank you everyone for watching and for listening. We'll see you very, very soon. And we wish you a great evening. Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.
Buenos días.
Dzień dobry.
Bienvenidos a este primer vídeo de Disclosure en español y polaco.
Bardzo Was serdecznie witamy na tym nowym wideo, które będzie w języku hiszpańskim i polskim na kanale Disclosures.
Vamos a producir mucho más vídeos en futuro como estos vídeos informativos.
W przyszłości stworzymy dużo więcej takich wideo, które będą Was informowały o różnych rzeczach.
Porque estamos notando que cuanto más se va divulgando este trabajo, estas hipnosis por internet, también cuanto más mala información se está difundiendo.
A to dlatego, że zauważyliśmy, że im więcej wstawiamy sesji z naszymi hipnozami, tym więcej jakby informacji sprzecznych zaczyna się rozprzestrzeniać.
Y entonces hoy vamos a hablar de las sesiones investigativas.
Więc dzisiaj będziemy mówić o sesjach badawczych.
Porque estoy viendo que hay personas que a lo mejor se dedican a una sesión con una persona, se van a algún lugar, preguntan algo y lo poco de información que pueden extraer de una sesión se lo creen como si fuera oro, completamente puro oro.
Bo zauważyłem, że są takie sesje i takie osoby, które robią jedną sesję z jedną osobą na dany temat i kiedy wychodzi tam jakaś informacja, to jest ona odbierana jakby to było rzeczywiście coś niesamowicie wiarygodnego, jakby to było czyste złoto.
Yo os digo que la sesión así dicha investigativa no existe.
Ja chciałbym Wam powiedzieć, że sesja badawcza tak naprawdę nie istnieje.
Entonces podríais como preguntar, entonces cuando haces una sesión a un cliente y preguntas cosas, ¿por qué preguntas?
Więc mógłbyś mi zadać pytanie, więc skoro robisz jakąś sesję z jakąś osobą i zadajesz jej pytania, to właściwie po co je w ogóle zadajesz?
Sí, sabemos que la información en hipnosis está muy, pero de verdad muy contaminada.
My bardzo dobrze wiemy, że informacja, która wychodzi podczas hipnozy jest niezwykle, ale to niezwykle zanieczyszczona.
Y esa información, así como sale de la hipnosis, no podemos tomarla como conocimiento, como investigación.
Więc takiej informacji, która wychodzi podczas sesji hipnozy, nie bierzemy nigdy jako takiej informacji, która jest rzeczywiście bardzo prawdziwa, zgodna z prawdą i oczywista.
En el caso de sesiones a clientes, la información que sacamos nos sirve por otro objetivo. El objetivo es llegar a la causa de su problema y trabajar.
Te informacje, które uzyskujemy podczas sesji dla klientów, służą nam zupełnie do czegoś innego. Celem jest to, żeby znaleźć przyczynę i pracować nad nią.
Pero ¿qué significa que la información está contaminada? ¿Cuánto está contaminada y por qué?
Ale co to właściwie oznacza informacja zanieczyszczona? Kiedy jest zanieczyszczona i dlaczego jest zanieczyszczona?
Hay que saber que cuando nosotros pedimos una información y nos llega a través de una persona en hipnosis, esta información sale de una fuente, para así decirlo, y atraviesa muchas dimensiones, muchas densidades.
Kiedy prosimy o jakąś informację podczas sesji, to ta informacja, powiedzmy to w ten sposób, pochodzi z jakiegoś źródła, ale w międzyczasie przechodzi przez wiele gęstości i wiele wymiarów.
Y también pasa por conciencias, por inteligencias. Esa información viene atrapada en el éter por varios seres.
Ale ta informacja przechodzi też przez wiele umysłów, wiele świadomości, istnieje w eterze i może być przechwycona również przez wiele bytów.
Estos seres, estas inteligencias, pueden voluntariamente o involuntariamente distorsionarla.
I te byty, te istoty lub świadomości mogą ją zniekształcić świadomie lub nieświadomie.
Y además, la persona que está en hipnosis tiene sus creencias, su mentalidad, sus perspectivas, sus opiniones. Esta estructura mental contamina también esta información.
A co więcej, osoba, która jest w stanie hipnozy, ma swoje własne przekonania, swoje własne wartości i wierzenia, swoją własną mentalność i przez tą właśnie strukturę całą mentalną również może dojść do jeszcze kolejnego zanieczyszczenia.
Y además, si nosotros queremos investigar, por ejemplo, una persona o un ser que no tiene ninguna conexión con el ambiente hipnótico donde estamos trabajando, esta persona puede no autorizar la salida de informaciones de sí mismo.
A co więcej, jeśli połączymy się z jakąś istotą, która absolutnie nie należy do tego środowiska hipnotycznego, w którym pracujemy, taka istota może nie zgodzić się na przekazanie informacji.
Si hay interacción, si hay interferencias entre un ser y otro, es posible que circule información por las conexiones, por los pactos.
Jeśli jest jakaś interferencja między dwoma istotami, to wtedy dzięki tym paktom, albo przez te pakty, przez to połączenie, które istnieje, rzeczywiście wychodzą informacje.
Pero si en aquella sesión en concreto ese ser o esa persona se va a cuestionar y no hay ninguna conexión, es muy improbable que llegue una información autorizada.
Ale jeśli zdarzy się tak, że łączymy się z istotą, która nie ma z tym nic wspólnego, to jest bardzo mało prawdopodobne, że dostaniemy jakąś informację.
Entonces, imaginemos que queremos investigar sobre un personaje famoso de la historia.
No, na przykład wyobraźmy sobie, że chcielibyśmy otrzymać informację o jakiejś osobie niezwykle znanej, historycznej.
Si no tenemos de alguna manera alguna conexión con los elementos del ambiente hipnótico y esta persona, aunque no esté conectada, no autoriza esta información, pues no llega.
Więc jeśli wyobrazimy sobie, że ta osoba nie jest w żaden sposób połączona z tym środowiskiem hipnotycznym, w którym pracujemy, może się tak zdarzyć, że absolutnie nie zezwoli na żadne przekazywanie informacji na swój temat.
Y cuando pasa esto, hay siempre o casi siempre alguna entidad que se aprovecha de la situación.
I kiedy to się dzieje, zazwyczaj pojawia się jakiś byt, który wykorzystuje tę sytuację.
Se puede presentar con la supuesta identidad de la persona o del ser que estamos buscando, o puede de todas formas modificar o inventar una información por su cuenta, por su personal ventaja.
Może zrobić dwie rzeczy. Albo przyjąć, zidentyfikować się z osobą, o której chcemy zrobić tę sesję, przyjąć jej tożsamość, albo zmienić informacje, które chcielibyśmy otrzymać, tak aby to działało na jej korzyść.
Nosotros en sesión a clientes podemos trabajar porque el cliente nos autoriza a trabajar en su sesión.
Podczas sesji dla klientów możemy pracować nad takimi informacjami, bo otrzymujemy zgodę na informacje właśnie dzięki temu klientowi.
Y podemos trabajar con sus seres queridos, por ejemplo, o con los seres que interfieren con ella, propio porque hay estas conexiones.
I możemy pracować na przykład z istotami, które kocha ta dana osoba lub z bytami, które w nią ingerują właśnie przez to połączenie, które tam istnieje.
Entonces, hay una gran diferencia entre la sesión a un cliente para solucionar sus problemas y hacer sesiones para investigar.
Dlatego istnieje taka duża różnica między sesjami, które robimy dla klientów, aby rozwiązać ich problemy, i między sesjami takimi poszukiwawczymi,
Por
badawczymi.
eso, por eso digo que no existe una sesión investigativa.
I dlatego właśnie Wam mówię, że nie istnieje coś takiego jak sesja badawcza.
Lo que existe es un protocolo de sesiones de investigación.
To, co istnieje, to pewien protokół sesji badawczych.
Hay que seguir un protocolo y hay que ejecutar unas series de sesiones y con personas diferentes.
Więc trzeba zawsze śledzić ten sam protokół, a jednocześnie wykonać wiele sesji z różnymi osobami.
El protocolo tiene que ser único, unívoco, porque hay que preguntar en un tema las mismas preguntas para ir en la misma dirección.
Ten protokół powinien być zawsze taki sam, ponieważ należy zadawać takie same pytania, tak aby iść zawsze w tym samym kierunku.
Cuanto más está restringido ese espacio de investigación, cuanto más podemos tener más probabilidad de tener buena información.
Im bardziej zawężamy obszar naszych poszukiwań, tym bardziej prawdopodobne będzie, że otrzymamy dobre informacje.
Sí, podemos también aumentar ese espacio, pero tenemos que aumentar proporcionalmente el número de sesiones por hacer.
Możemy oczywiście rozszerzyć ten obszar, ale wtedy będziemy zmuszeni również rozszerzyć ilość tych sesji.
Luego, cuando tenemos una grande serie de sesiones, pero estamos hablando de centenas o hasta de millares de sesiones.
I wtedy mówimy o olbrzymiej liczbie sesji, od setki po tysiące.
Tenemos que recoger toda aquella información que es común a todas o a casi todas estas sesiones hechas.
I wtedy musimy pozbierać te informacje, które są wspólne dla wszystkich bądź prawie wszystkich tych sesji.
Esta información común vais a ver que es un porcentaje muy pequeño con respecto a la totalidad de la información.
I zobaczycie, że ta informacja wspólna będzie naprawdę niewielkim odsetkiem tych informacji, które się tam pojawią.
Son pepitas de oro.
To są takie malutkie ziarenka.
Es como si nosotros vamos a un río, vamos a coger este filtro, vamos a coger muchísima arena para recoger solo muy pocas pepitillas de oro.
I można to przyrównać do poszukiwania złota, kiedy filtruje się dno rzeki, zbiera się mnóstwo piasku, a na koniec pojawiają się maleńkie ziarenka złota.
Esa sí que es información de oro.
I to jest właśnie ta informacja złota.
Si hoy podemos decir que hay seres que interfieren bastante con el ser humano y que tienen formas de animales reptiles o de animales a forma de insectos, etcétera, es porque todo esto sale desde que se empezaron las sesiones de hipnosis y hay muchísimas, millares y millares con esta información común.
I jeśli dzisiaj możemy powiedzieć, że są ingerencje, które przybierają formy albo reptilii, albo jakichś insektów, to dlatego, że takie informacje wychodzą od początku naszych sesji hipnotycznych i są wspólne i jest ich tysiące.
Pero si yo digo que en la ciudad de Nueva York en el 1452, en aquel punto, había una casa que vivía un viejo que se llamaba Tom, pues solo en aquella sesión ha salido y cuanto más contaminada puede ser, no lo va a saber nadie.
Ale jeśli chciałabym powiedzieć, przekazać taką informację, że w Nowym Jorku w 1452 roku stał taki a taki dom, w którym mieszkał taki a taki starszy pan o imieniu Tom, to nie mam pojęcia, jak bardzo zanieczyszczona będzie ta informacja.
Así entonces se hace investigación. Es un trabajo muy largo, muy duro y tiene que ser hecho con un protocolo riguroso y severo.
A więc właśnie w taki sposób należy robić sesje badawcze. Jest to proces bardzo długi, ciężki i który wymaga bardzo restrykcyjnego protokołu.
Entonces, por esto que nosotros ya vamos a empezar a hacer ciclos de investigación.
I właśnie dlatego zaczniemy teraz robić takie cykle badawcze.
La estructura del team, que cada vez va creciendo siempre más, y el número de clientes que cada día contactan con nosotros, nos permiten organizar estos ciclos de investigación.
I ponieważ struktura naszego zespołu cały czas się powiększa, a także liczba klientów, którzy kontaktują się z nami każdego dnia, te czynniki pozwalają nam na to, żebyśmy zrobili taki cykl badawczy.
Creo que ya he dicho todo, o casi todo. Cualquier pregunta podéis escribirla en los comentarios del vídeo o donde sea publicado el vídeo.
Myślę, że powiedziałem wszystko, bądź prawie wszystko, a jeśli macie jakieś pytania, to proszę zadajcie je pod tym wideo.
Gracias por vuestra atención.
Dziękujemy za Waszą uwagę.
Y gracias a ti, Milena.
Gracias a ti, Kalo. Dziękujemy.
Chao.
Ciao.